One of the many mistakes people do when they're budgeting on groceries is to simply compare foods based on their prices and go for the cheapest. But that can actually hurt many budgets more than most people realize. You might be spending less on one food just to spend more on another, or be buying cheap foods that don't last, which forces you to purchase them more often. And so for this video where we'll compare rice and pasta, we will look at 7 factors to take into consideration when you're trying to decide which of the two you should buy when your money is tight, and see which one is the winner at the end. So without further ado, let's get into it. Round 1. Calories per dollar. This is where rice really shines. When you're budgeting, calories matter because they represent energy and fullness. The more calories you can get for each dollar, the easier it is to hit your daily needs without overspending. A big bag of white rice is usually one of the cheapest calorie sources you can buy in any grocery store. When cooked, rice expands a lot, which means a small dry portion turns into a big filling serving. Pasta is also cheap, and it's still a solid budget option, but rice tends to edge it out when you compare pure calories per dollar. You can often buy rice in bulk for very low prices, and it stores well, so you can stock up when it's on sale. For someone trying to maximize food energy on a limited budget, rice gives you more bang for your buck. Because of that simple math, rice takes the win in this round. Round 2. Health benefits. This one is closer than people think, and pasta actually gets a small win here. Both rice and pasta are mainly carbohydrate foods, and both can be part of a healthy diet. But many types of pasta, especially whole wheat pasta, tend to offer a bit more fiber and a slightly more balanced nutrient profile than white rice. Pasta also usually has a lower glycemic index than white rice, which means it can cause a slower rise in blood sugar. That can help with steady energy and feeling full longer. Brown rice closes the gap a lot, and it's a very healthy option too. But many people on tight budgets buy white rice because it's cheaper and lasts longer. The difference isn't huge. We're talking about a small edge, not a dramatic one. Still, if we're splitting hairs on nutrition, pasta comes out just a bit ahead, so it wins this round. Round 3. Storage time before cooking. This is a big one for anyone trying to build a pantry and avoid food waste. When kept dry and sealed properly, white rice can last for years, and in ideal conditions, it can be stored for decades. That makes it an incredible emergency and long-term staple. Pasta lasts a long time too, but most dry pasta is usually best within 1 to 2 years. That's still good, but it doesn't match the extreme shelf stability of rice. The ability to buy a large quantity of rice, store it safely, and forget about it until you need it is a huge advantage for budget planning. You can buy in bulk when prices are low and trust that it won't spoil anytime soon. For long-term storage and pantry security, rice clearly wins this round. Round 4. Their versatility. Both rice and pasta are flexible foods, but rice has a slight edge in how widely it fits into different meals and cuisines. Rice works with savory dishes, sweet dishes, soups, stir-fries, curries, beans, vegetables, meats, and even simple seasoning. It's a base for countless dishes around the world. You can turn it into fried rice, rice bowls, rice pudding, or serve it plain as a side. Pasta is also versatile and pairs with many sauces, vegetables, and proteins. It's a staple in a lot of comfort foods and can be dressed up or down depending on what you have on hand. But rice tends to blend into an even wider range of flavors and cooking styles. It can act as a neutral canvas for almost anything in your fridge. For someone stretching leftovers and mixing whatever ingredients are available, that flexibility matters. Because of its broader range of uses, rice takes the win in versatility. Round 5. Their cooking time. When you're busy or tired, the minutes you spend cooking can feel expensive too. In this category, rice and pasta are pretty close. Standard white rice usually takes around 15 to 20 minutes to cook on the stove, while many pasta shapes cook in about 8 to 12 minutes once the water is boiling. Some instant or quick cook rice options are faster, but they can cost more. Pasta often has more varieties that cook quickly without special equipment. You just boil water, add pasta, and wait a few minutes. Rice can be just as simple, but it often needs a bit more time and attention to get the texture right. Because more pasta options tend to cook faster on average, pasta gets a small win in this round. It's not a huge difference, but when you're rushing to make a meal, those extra minutes can matter. Round 6. Leftover potential. This is about how well each food works when you cook extra and reuse it in future meals. Rice is excellent for leftovers. Cooked rice can be turned into fried rice, added to soups, mixed into casseroles, or used as a base for quick bowls the next day. Cold rice actually works better for some dishes like fried rice because it firms up and separates easily. That makes it very convenient for meal prep. Pasta can also be used as leftovers, especially in pasta salads or reheated dishes, but it sometimes becomes softer or mushier after sitting in the fridge. Rice tends to hold its structure better and adapts smoothly to different reheated meals. For people who batch cook and rely on leftovers to save money and time, rice offers a bit more flexibility and reliability. Because of that stronger leftover performance, rice wins this round. Round 7. Shelf life after cooking. Once your food is cooked, how long can it safely stay in the fridge? Both cooked rice and cooked pasta generally last around 3 to 5 days when stored properly in airtight containers and kept refrigerated. Some sources suggest that cooked pasta can stretch closer to 5 to 7 days in certain conditions, giving it a slight edge. The difference isn't massive, and food safety always depends on proper storage and handling. Still, if pasta can safely last a bit longer in the fridge on average, that gives it a small advantage for people who cook once and eat over several days. In this final round, pasta takes the win. So let's add it up. Out of 7 rounds, rice wins 4 and pasta wins 3. Rice comes out ahead on calories for the cost, long-term storage before cooking, versatility, and leftover potential. Those are big strengths for anyone trying to stretch a tight grocery budget and reduce waste. Pasta, on the other hand, wins on health by a small margin, cooking time, and shelf life after it's cooked. It's slightly more nutritionally complete, often faster to prepare, and may last a bit longer in the fridge. The real takeaway isn't that you should only buy rice or only buy pasta. Both are excellent budget staples, and the smartest approach is usually to use them together. Rice can be your ultra-cheap, long-term pantry anchor, while pasta adds variety, quick meals, and a small nutritional boost. If you had to pick a winner in this head-to-head comparison, rice edges out pasta 4-3. But in practice, a balanced budget kitchen probably has room for both. If you like this video and want more simple breakdowns of everyday money decisions, click on one of the videos showing on your screen right now. I'll see you on the next one.